17th, 2024 meeting of the Marshfield Planning Board. The time is now 7 p.m. Tonight's meeting is being recorded by MCTV, and we're holding a live remote meeting via Zoom. Tonight here, our members are Katie O'Donnell, Nick Papastratis, Fred Monaco was absent. Is Kevin here?
Kevin has just turned in.
I just get on right now.
Perfect. All right. Kevin Cantwell, and I'm Mike Viviano, the chair. Also with us tonight is Scott DeCastro, our associate member. Also Greg Guimon, our town planner, and Karen Horner, our assistant town planner. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to open tonight's public hearing and waive the reading of the notice. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Thank you, Nick. Sorry, Nick, didn't hear you if you said anything.
Nick, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
So, name and vote.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you at all. Yeah. Nick Papastratis, aye.
Okay, Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, tonight, let's see. We have the Chestnut Hill signing of the as-bills.
So all we need is a board vote to go ahead and sign the as-bills. They've been checked out by Pat Brennan, and we're okay on that to do it.
Okay. Any discussion from the board? Anything from the public? All right. Seeing none, I'll make a motion that we sign the as-built plans for Chestnut Hill. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, we'll move on to the next item. That would be release of surety for Chestnut Hill. Greg, how much is that for?
That is for $36,580 plus any cured interest.
Okay. Any discussion from the board?
Nope.
All right. Seeing none, I'm going to make a motion. We release the surety for $36,580 plus any incurred interest. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Fred? Fred's not here. Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye.
Just a reminder for the board members, I'll need 3 signatures on that as-built plan sometime this week.
Okay. All right. So next we're going to, whoa, what just happened there on my computer? Sorry, lost the agenda.
Can you guys see the screen on the map?
I can.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's what happened. You just shared the screen.
Yep.
All right. I was reading the agenda off of it and then it just disappeared.
Oh.
So.
It's Summer Street, 602 Summer Street. Our plan.
I think
We just see your desktop, Greg.
You're sharing the wrong screen.
Okay, hold on.
Do we need to open this meeting?
How's that?
Yes, it's a special permit, so you need to open the hearing.
No, this Summer Street is not a.
Oh, I thought we were at
Summer Street.
7:05 already.
Yep.
No. All right, Greg, I'll let you explain the what's it, 602 Summer?
Yep. So there's 3 existing parcels. Parcel A is in the back, the larger shaped parcel. There's a very small parcel B here in the middle, and parcel C is where the existing house is. They're basically merging all 3 parcels together. We had suggested that they could do a merge plan, but apparently they went to the registry and was told no, they needed an A&R plan. So they are before the board. It has proper area, proper frontage.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Any discussion from the board?
I'm good.
Okay. Anything from the public for this? All right. Seeing none, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the A&R plan as presented for 602 Summer Street. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, that one's all set.
And it is 7:05, so you can open the public hearing on the special permit for the solar panel carports at Furnace Brook Middle School.
All right. We have any minutes to approve at all?
No.
Okay. All right, so I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing for a special permit for the install of the solar panels at Furnace Brook Middle School and waive the reading of the notice. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, I.
Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Cantwell, I.
and we're going to have our associate member vote on this one. So Scott.
Scott DeCastro, aye.
All right, thank you. And Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, who's here for this?
Nathan is.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Nathan Collins. I'm Director of Engineering for NextGrid. Just going to share my screen real quick. Okay. Ever see that site plan?
We do.
So we're before you tonight, again, requesting a special permit for the construction of the proposed photovoltaic carports at 500 or Furnace Brook Middle School, which has a legal address of 167 Forest Street. It is zoned in the R1 district, and it's also in the Water Resource Protection Overlay District, both of which require the application for a special permit to install these as accessory structures over existing parking lots per the town's zoning bylaw. The proposed project itself, the carports, it's part of a larger project. There are solar panels proposed on the roof, which are by right. The carports themselves, as proposed, have just under 2,000 panels total, for a total nameplate rate of 1,058 kilowatt DC. The carports, as proposed, meet all of the dimensional regulations of the R1 district, including both front, side, and rear setbacks. In addition, the carports, as laid out, will have no impact on vehicular access as it relates to traffic routes or pedestrian routes. Can zoom in a little, but as you can see, these small circles represent the column supports for the carports. They're located directly in the center of the parking striping, so there'll be no impact to parking counts or access aisle restrictions as it relates to parking. We did provide single line diagrams as well as this proposed site plan for the project. I'm happy to go into more details that you may have as relates to the actual project itself, but that's kind of a summary of our proposed project.
Okay, thank you. Greg?
So we did not receive any comments from DPW. We did, Pat Brennan only had one question. What do the panels or the carport structures look like? So Nathan, I guess that's the one question on our side.
Sure. So we haven't finalized the design of these. Obviously, we don't typically proceed with that until we get the non-ministerial permits from the local AHJ. To show you an analogous project that was just constructed in Bridgewater. This is a typical design and layout of an array, of the carport array. So we like to maintain a 14-foot height to the underside. The reason why we choose that is it accommodates most AHJ's ladder trucks in terms of fire protection and access. Certainly we can go higher, depending on consultation with the fire chief. Aesthetically, again, if you're familiar with the carports that were constructed at the police department, same manufacturer, same general layout. But I don't know if I can you see this too?
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing changed.
Not all right.
We're still looking at the section through the carport.
Okay, hold on one second. I think because I was only sharing individual screen. So let me share this real quick. So the same that same project, this was the hockey rink in Bridgewater, if some of you may be familiar with it. This is the installed carport, and this gives you a general look of what the carport foundations look like. They're typically constructed with a sonotube, typical to a light pole foundation, with a bolted connection on top of that. These ones were mounted a little bit higher. I believe these were 14.6 to the underside. I did provide pictures of a typical ballasted roof system, even though it's not really part of this application. But
Okay, thank you. Greg, can it satisfy that?
Yeah, I did hear back from the town administrator, and he had asked the board to, because I had looked at the fairgrounds carport decision and stuff, that we waive, because it is a town-sponsored and a town-owned site, the $60,000 that we had for a decommissioning fund, and that he would wish the board not place that condition on this project.
All right, any comments from the board?
Yeah, I had a couple questions. That site section that you shared there looked like there might be a gutter system associated with this, or is that not something that's typically provided to deal with water runoff?
so that's an optional system. The carports, as we have them proposed, what I'll do is let me share the picture from Bridgewater again, just so you can kind of talk to it. But let's see if I can make this bigger. So, of course, it's not going to work. So this is what we call a non-closed deck system. So if you can see here, your horizontal supports are all stainless steel. And then they have what's called purlins. They're like C channels. And that's actually what the solar panels are mounted to. So there's gaps in between the panels, so stormwater will still flow vertically. Obviously not as fast as if it was just dumping rain. So it does provide some protection in terms of covered, area from the rain, but water does still flow vertically. So these systems do not require a gutter system.
Okay. I think that's my only question so far.
Yeah, any other questions from the board? Okay, anyone here from the public for this? All right, Greg, any issues moving forward now?
Sorry, what, Mike?
Any issues with us moving forward?
No.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the special permit to install the solar panels on the carports at Furnace Brook Middle School. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick?
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Fred's not here. Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
Scott?
Scott DeCastro, aye.
And Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I
Great.
will have the decision ready for the next meeting, which is July 15th.
Okay, sounds good. All right, anything else? Board staff report, Greg?
Yep. Hold on one second. All right, can you guys see that?
We can.
Okay. We've been getting a lot of questions, so I just was going to do a little educational blurb on the sidewalk and trail improvements that are being done as part of the Red Gold Farm development. Starting with the intersection of Parsonage Street and Webster Street on the north side, where there's an existing sidewalk. They've cut in new ADA correct ramps, and they are yet to put in the crosswalk that will be painted there. The sidewalk runs a portion, it kind of meanders through a portion of it, and then another portion is right up against the, where a curb has been made. All the sidewalk work is being done by Kevin Seelan. It had been reviewed and approved and got permits from the DPW. And then a lot of people seem to be puzzled that the sidewalk just ends. Now, it ends because we take a right, and we go down into the woods and we join up with the railroad grade. This low point will be filled in and graded by Kevin Seelan to match. So when you come off the sidewalk, you'll go smoothly down to the railroad grade. And then from the railroad grade, you would head south. This is a map showing the northern portion. So the pink area up at the top here, if I can get my little arrow to there. That's Webster Street where the sidewalk's running, and then the SS is where it turns off onto the old railroad right away. It runs down. Kevin Seelan will be installing a former ramp from Damon's Point over the Green Harbor River. You'll continue along on the railroad right away on Eversource property until we get to the opening for the Garretts and Cranberry Bogs, and then it will run along the Cranberry Bog roads down and head past the Cranberry Bogs. One of the reasons, well, the reason it could not go further down the sidewalk is because we quickly ran out of room when we got to the culverts at the Green Harbor River, which is just to the north of the entrance of the Green Harbor Golf Club. And you can see from this photo how steep the grade is. And we have wetlands and we run out of right-of-way. So in consultation with the DPW, et cetera, and Pat Brennan, the decision was made, let's go off-site trail. Pat had mentioned the Damon's Point ramp. We talked with Mike DeMeo and he provided us the ramp. Kevin will install that ramp. So that link will be made. When you walk down the railroad right away, here's two different images of it. The first one, the one on the right was before some pruning work had been done by the Trails Committee. But you can see it's fairly level and you're off the road quite a bit of ways. So it's actually very nice to walk there. You come down to where the bridge will be installed. And on your right is the Garretts and Cranberry Bogs. To your left is the Webster Street area. When you cross over the bridge, you'll be still on the railroad right away. You can see in the far distance on that photo on the left is the high T lines for the Eversource property as we get down there. On your right, you'll already be getting views of the Cranberry Bogs. This is the midsection, so we're coming down through here on the red trail, which is the main trail, which is an existing Cranberry access road. You'll have Cranberry Bogs on one side, you'll have wetlands on the other. You come to the causeway, you cross back on the causeway or back onto Eversource property where there'll be about a 460-foot walkway installed. And then we go onto a trail that'll lead us on to Steamboat Drive. The blue trail gives you access to the Red Gold Farm development. The orange trail is a future trail that will link into King Phillips. This is the view of the pond as you cross over the causeway. And then once we get down, here's the connection. You're on the old Hall property, which is the old railroad right away, which is in very good shape. And that gives you links into the old Pilgrim Trail and several trails coming out of Hall, Woodlands Trust, Wildlands Trust. The Old Pilgrim Trail will give you a connection over to the Daniel Webster property and then the Webster Wilderness and the Audubon Webster properties. To connect to existing sidewalks, which are shown in the dark purple. And that's pretty much it, just to give a background for both the board in case the board members get any questions and to give a little information to the residents so they understand what's going on.
Yeah, looks nice. Thank you, Greg.
And that's it on our side.
Okay. Anything else from the board at all? All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion. We close tonight's public hearing. Thanks everyone for being here. Is there a second?
Second, Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
and Mike Viviano, aye. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.